Thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Debora Dickson, and I'm the host of Our Voices. And I have got some good news for you today. You know, this show is all about good news and positiveness that we have in our community. I have with me today as my guests two gentlemen who are going to explain some things that have been very, very confusing to everyone. We're going to be talking about the enrollment process in insurance. And so I have with me today Pastor Leonard Johnson and Pastor
Paul Richardson.
And they are both here to talk to us a little bit about enrolling, to try to take some of the anxiety and some of the angst, some of that scariness out of that whole process. Pastor Johnson, would you?
One of the things that a lot of people didn't prepare for or just assumed, and that was that most of the world used computers.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
And had access to the internet.
Oh boy.
Which is not true.
That is just not true.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And so those people would have to be able to, the way it's originally set up, you have to enroll yourself. You can get all the technical help you want, but you have to physically enroll yourself. But if you don't know how to use a computer,
you're up the creek without a paddle.
They're not taking paper applications anymore.
Oh wow! Okay. All right.
So
okay.
I mean, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things about the program that they're still working the bugs out of, and one of them is the assumption that everybody has access. And let me just say this: everyone who is in need of Cover California has access to computers. That's not the case.
That is absolutely not the case.
Where groups like ours come in, what we try to do is bridge that gap. And we have a lot of assisted programs that we get involved in. And we're in the process of becoming certified to do enrollment directly.
Oh.
Okay, but in the meantime, we're in conjunction with La Clinica, we're doing a lot of different stuff right now.
Okay, wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. And Pastor Richardson, how was your involvement? How did you get involved into this enrollment process?
I first got involved by one of the pastors. We worked together as just a group of pastors, not a coalition or team or alliance, but just a group of pastors that saw the need for assisting all people, not limited to race, creed, or color, but all people in the healthcare enrollment process. And the first thing that we recognize is that people just don't understand.
Oh boy, is that an understatement? Can you say that again? People just don't understand.
And the next thing with that was, as they say, I feel you, I feel them.
Yeah.
Because once we started into it, I didn't understand. You know, but it's all about a bottom line. You have to read through a lot, and you have to know what is necessary or what is needed. And then we're just constantly seeking to simplify the process. People like that word.
I was going to say,
simplify the process, and you'll get attention.
You try to, you know, figure these things out on the computer, and you know, I call myself pretty computer literate. But I tell you, I was having some problems. I was explaining to you earlier about my friend that I had to get enrolled, and I was having some difficulty. Even right now, I've got her enrolled. I've got her in to this health plan, but now in order to access it, I got a computer, I'm computer literate, I have to have a username and a password.
Exactly.
Well, I got the username, but it didn't want to give me the password.
Yeah.
So now I got to wait until they mail me the password.
Correct.
So if a person such as myself who is computer literate can get on that computer and try to enroll myself or enroll my friend, I can just imagine what it's like for someone that doesn't have that knowledge.
You know, you keep saying the magic word, enroll. That's just the first part of it.
Oh boy.
None of it happens until you pay for it. You know, I mean, the funny part of this whole thing has been enrolled by this date, enrolled by this date, enrolled by this date.
Yeah.
But to enroll by this date, you also have to pay by the next date.
That's true.
Okay,
That's
to get the coverage started. So in order to get January 1st coverage, you had to do the 23rd of December, but you also had to pay for it.
Right.
You know, just to be enrolled doesn't You know, and so
It's funny that you say that.
what I think a lot of I think a lot of the 99%ers have to consider is how will this impact my monthly budget? Because I still got to eat. I still got to pay my rent or my
Yes,
mortgage.
yes,
I've got to
yes.
be able to get to my job.
Yes,
If I have a job.
Yes.
This is not welfare and it's not free.
No, it's not.
And so, you know, and then the other side is there's a penalty for not enrolling.
Right.
So, you know, for lack of a better phrase, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Right.
And the penalty part is that the government has the ability to extract it from your
Taxes.
tax returns.
Yes,
Or,
yes.
You know, and I was just telling someone just a few minutes ago, a lot of people work from January 1st to December 31st so
Yes.
that they can get that April 15th check.
Yes.
But if you haven't made your premiums or done any of that, the government's going to take that
Yes.
to keep you covered.
Keep you covered.
So this new enrollment process, well, we won't call it a tax. We won't say
No,
it's a tax,
tax, right.
But it does have penalties for not getting involved.
for not getting involved. And what's so funny when you said that, I told you the story about enrolling my friend. I did it in December. I didn't get a bill in December. I just got a bill the other day, but already I'm behind.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's right.
I just got a bill 2 days ago.
Right.
And it says, okay, now you owe January, but you also owe February. I went, huh? No, December. I owe December because I enrolled December,
Right. Right.
but it wasn't effective until January.
Right.
Okay, well, very good, very good. Okay, tell us some more, tell us some more.
Well, the good thing is that with what we're trying to do, we're trying to simplify the process.
Yeah.
And so just like with your friend who needed assistance.
Yes.
Now, your friend, in order to get, even with her state, the state that she's in, in order for her to get what she's got right now, she'd have to be able to do it,
That would be,
even though she's incapacitated.
Right,
Okay?
right.
Or differently abled.
Yes.
She's still, you know, we have a friend that
That's
has a differently abled daughter.
That's right.
That differently abled daughter has to go on to that, even though they're the legal guardians.
She has to apply.
Exactly.
Wow.
So here's the thing. There are no shortcuts in this, and the reason, the information you give up is your whole life history.
Yeah.
You give up everything. That's why they're trying to certify the people who are doing this, because you've made a way for. One of the most insecure things I know of is your own private
Your
system.
identity.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so now you're putting it out there on the World
For
Wide
everybody.
Web. Everybody.
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 And we all know, we've just been hearing recently about what's going on with, the big store. I didn't shop there, the red store with the round circle. I didn't shop there over the Christmas holidays. And for a good reason.
Well, I have to tell you this true story. Back in 1998, I was at a Safeway store, and when they first started using the ATM cards.
Yes.
And I was in line, and I didn't have enough cash, and the clerk said to me, well, do you have an ATM card? And I said, yeah. She said, well, I can use your ATM card. And it just occurred to me, my grocery store can go into my bank account. How easy is it for anybody else to do that?
Right.
You know, if I'm getting a quart of milk and you can get into my bank account, then just think if I needed medicine
Yes.
or a lawyer, there's nothing secure anymore.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
So,
Nothing
but
at
what they're
all.
trying to give the impression of, by going through all these hoops or jumping through all these hoops, that there is security in what's on there because you put it on.
Okay, well, that makes a difference, right?
Well, yeah, you get to tell on yourself.
Pastor Richardson.
Yes, and basically, what people are looking for in life is simplicity.
Yes.
Anything that you make simple becomes attractive.
Yes.
Anything that is difficult becomes uninterested and delays the process.
Absolutely.
So we're very interested in making sure that everyone has what is needed to do anything is correct information.
Yes.
And like I said, when we first started, it was very complicated to even ourselves. but it took hours and hours of pinpointing and getting the very facts or the very necessity things that we need to do.
So this organization that would you say the name of the organization is Medic or medic.org?
Yeah, it's MED IEC, which stands for Medical Eye Care Dental Information Exchange Center.
Oh, I see.
Or short is going to be MED Exchange Center.
Okay.
And basically, it was created to share, or as it says, exchange information. We have information. So two things: exchange information and also assist with the enrollment process.
Okay.
We're in the process of being certified by Covered California, and we're now working with La Clinica in enrolling. We're already enrolling. We're already starting enrolling.
Starting
people.
to enroll.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
We're going to put that information up on our board as we leave. But again, so that the people know how to go about. How would do they contact you? Would they call you? They may not have a website. They may not have a computer, but here's a telephone number, and we're definitely going to put that.
And someone will call them back.
That phone number, and so they call. That's how the process starts. I call this number. Someone from your organization calls me back and say, "Okay, Deborah, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you need?" And we go from there.
Right. And let me say this.
Yeah.
And that person returning the call is a certified enrollment counselor for the state of California.
Okay.
And so even let me just add too, on the website, on the page of the website, is a place there to put your name and phone number, the only information that we need. So either you can just call the number or you can input your name and number, and a certified enrollment counselor by the state of California will call you back.
Correct.
I think that's fantastic.
Now the other thing that I want to make mention of, Cover California is an exchange.
Okay.
It's not an insurance. It's an exchange to get you to an insurer.
We need to make that distinction.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
See,
a broker.
It's a good word.
Okay.
It is exactly that, a broker. And the
Okay.
broker referring to a broker who has a product.
Okay.
In other words, Cover California can refer you to Anthem Blue Cross, to Kaiser, to La Clinica, to wherever.
Okay.
You know, they can refer you based on what you select.
Okay.
How you want to be covered.
Based on your pocketbook.
And what programs that the insurer offers.
Okay.
For example, one large hospital chain has dropped its lowest 160,000 customers or patients or clients, however you want to call them. They've dropped those in the state of California because the Affordable Care Act offers them better coverage
Under the Affordable Care Act.
under the Affordable Care
versus,
Act. Well, no, what it does is it eliminates my charity work.
Okay.
Okay, for that
that
particular
hospital,
yes.
that hospital group.
And so now the government picks up what they were carrying as a low-end product.
Ah,
Okay. So
Okay.
now it's really
It's interesting.
the only ones getting healthy are the insurance companies.
Yeah,
So
it's very interesting how that whole process is done. But more importantly is I think that folk don't really know where to get started, and
Right.
and hopefully at the end of this program they'll have a space, a
Right.
place to call so that you can find out more information. This exchange
Exactly.
to get information. Maybe you don't, you don't qualify for this, but you may qualify for something else.
Exactly. That's the one thing that no one's really saying. This is a sliding chart thing. And most of your insurers, you'll find out, have a chart available.
A sliding scale.
Oh, yeah. It tells you what you can afford, how under what coverages that you can get this. And am I correct in saying that not everybody will qualify?
Well, no. And basically through Cover California, one of the processes that we have now learned from them is to check the qualifications for Medi-Cal, the assistance.
Correct.
And that's the first thing they check for, is to see what you qualify for, whatever type of government assistance.
I
So
see.
Who's going to pay for it? Is what
Who's
it
going
comes
to pay
down.
for it first?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you qualify for
Usually
Medicare,
is going to pay for
Medi-Cal, and
Medi-Cal.
they'll pass it off to them, and
Yeah, medical is going to be by a number of households and a total income.
Well, yeah, because again, the same friend.
Absolutely.
I mean, she was at this level. I think she was like $200 or $300 above whatever that cutoff level is for Medi-Cal.
What is it? 138%.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And we didn't get any help.
Yeah.
That $200 that she got over put her over, so she wasn't, eligible for any help.
And it's kind of weird in this economy because those that look like they could afford it really don't, can't. After they do their mortgages, their car notes, their medical, they have no money left.
And just, transportation, getting back and forth to work nowadays is not an easy thing.
Exactly.
My grandchildren are finding that out. Both of them got little jobs, 5 hours, 6 hours here, or whatever, And so, Grandma, can I have some gas money? Well, it used to be gas money for fun, but now it's gas money to go back and forth to work,
And then the sad part is, it's if they had to pay you back, they'd be working for nothing.
They would be working for absolutely nothing. Exactly. I told one today, she said, well, I don't know if I should go. I said, you get 4 hours, you need that 4 hours, go.
That's right.
You need to pay me back.
Get the experience.
Get the experience. You'll do something different. Well, I can remember me and Mrs. Thelma Brown. I don't know if you know her. Remember Mrs. Brown?
I sure do.
She and I both got certified. Thank you. She and I both got certified for the First Five California when they were enrolling young people. I think it was
1992.
92?
92, 94.
Yeah, we had to go through this certification program to do that, and I assume that that's what you gentlemen have to go through.
Absolutely.
And they were very, they sent us to, I think, Stockton. We went to Stockton. We had to stay in Stockton.
Fortunately, we won't have to go that far. But it's the enrollment process. If you remember that, well, there were guys running all over, talking to everybody anywhere, enrolling them.
Yes.
And it was actually a successful campaign.
Yes, it was.
But they didn't have the product.
No, they were still working on that.
That's right. So it's the same thing right now. You've got a concept, but you really don't have a finished product. So you're enrolling for the sake of enrollment right now because, number one, it is the law.
Yes, you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think you gentlemen are doing an absolutely fine job, and I'm so pleased that you took time out of your schedule to come and chat with me today. I think that the people of our area, our counties, we serve 27 different counties, but the people of California are very fortunate to have committed men such as yourself to help us through this anxiety that we are all having about our medical coverage, and from the high end to the low end, doesn't matter. We're all having difficulty attempting to make some sort of sense of this. I know it's eventually going to work because I have that type of faith. I know that eventually it's going to work. But there's a lot of bumps in the roads right now, and thank goodness for you all to help smooth them out.
We're trying to navigate, and we don't know everything, but what we don't know, we will inquire.
You can find out about it.
Oh, yeah.
You can definitely find out about it.
You ask the question, we may not have the answer right then and there, but someone will get back with an answer for that question.
Love it. I absolutely love it. Well, you know what? You can't ask for any more than that. Again, I want to thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of Our Voices today. My name is Debora Dickson, and I have had the extreme pleasure of talking to two wonderful gentlemen about covered in the enrollment process in covered California, the Medical Eye Care Dental Information Exchange Center. And we're certainly going to put their website up, and their telephone number is 707-563-9111. How interesting. And we will definitely, because you definitely need to call 911 when you start talking about medical insurance and how do I do this and how do I do that. You definitely need some help. So I thank you all for being here. I thank you for sharing this information. I've learned something today, and I appreciate that. I always like to take away some new things and to learn some new things. So Again, as the host of Our Voices, my name is Debora Dickson, and I thank you for being my guest today. Please come back and see us again.
That we will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.